I get this question all the time, and I'm almost embarrassed that it took me this long to make a video on it. So we're going to be answering the questions, how do you make a long distance relationship work? Now I know that a lot of people won't be watching this video because this doesn't pertain to everyone, but hopefully you're still watching this even if you're not in a long distance relationship, because you never know what may happen. These days we're meeting people all over the world just because we have phones, we have the internet, we have our computers, it's the digital age. It's so much easier to meet so many more people. You don't just have to step outside your house anymore. You can really go online and just start meeting people pretty much anywhere. So it's been more common these days that people are getting into long distance relationships, and they're asking me all the time how to maintain it because they're seeing that it's a problem. Well, let's first define why long distance relationships are a problem. I'm gonna be honest with you. My opinion is I don't believe in them. I want you to stray away from them as much as possible. So meaning prevent it. If you end up meeting a girl that lives far away, don't get emotionally invested in this because it's gonna make you go crazy knowing that you can't see her, which is exactly what I'm trying to get at. This is why long distance relationships are very difficult. It's because when you guys are apart, you can't connect in person, and in sort of a way, the attraction can start to die. Now, very slowly, don't be afraid if you're in a long distance relationship, like, oh no, she's gonna stop liking me. No, she won't, but it's just nature itself. You need to be in person. You guys need to be together. You need to be touching each other. You need to be intimate and holding each other and having sex. All those things need to happen. And if they're not happening on a consistent basis, then it's very difficult to maintain the relationship. So, to answer this question, how do we make it actually work? Well, like I'm saying here, you guys have to be in person. So here are some obvious answers, right? This is nothing mind-blowing. Hopefully if you guys are long distance, and by the way, I'm gonna interrupt myself. There is the biggest tip I'm gonna be giving at the end of this video, so stick around. Here's some more easy answers. Basically, you gotta be FaceTiming each other or getting on Skype. You need to be making as many trips as possible. I know some people who have been in long distance relationships where they've made it work because they see each other almost every other weekend or a couple times a month. But even then, that's really tough. 2 weekends a month is pretty good, but 2 days a month is not so good. So obviously, the more and more time you guys can spend in person, the more you have a chance at making this relationship work. It's gonna make it significantly difficult if you guys can't figure out a way to be in person. Which leads me to the biggest tip of all. How do you actually make a long distance relationship work? You guys need to have a very strong and very in concrete plan to be in person with each other for good, basically, or for as long as the relationship is going to last, right? So that means that you guys need to have a plan of, hey, right now we're long distance. Right now, you know, let's just, for an example, say you're in New York and I'm in Los Angeles. When are we getting together? Now, some people have that situation. Some people are just like, oh, well, I'm going away for school. I know a couple once who they made it work because one guy went off to get his master's, and so they made it work. It was a 2-year program. They loved each other. They were already dating for a very long time, so they made consistent trips, and that was going to work because he's going to get his master's, and then he's going to come back to the city that they were in, and then they can continue their life together. So that needs to be your plan. A lot of people get into long-distance relationships with zero plan. I've been in that situation. This is something I did when I was in college. I met a girl and I was in a situation where it was long distance. I ended up moving to LA from Chicago. We had zero plan of getting together. It was just, oh, let's keep dating. That's not what you want to do. This is the problem. You don't want to just keep dating. You need to have some sort of plan, or you need to be on the path to figuring out, when are you guys going to be in person? When are you guys going to be in the same city? So again, it's okay if you're not right now, but it's not okay if you're not at least talking about it, figuring it out. There needs to be active plans. You need to be proactive at figuring out, when are you guys gonna finally be together? And so it all depends, right? If you guys have been together for many years, you can make it a little bit easier, you know, or I should say it's gonna be a little bit easier if the time that you're long distance is increased, right? So for example, if you've been dating for 3 years and you're gonna be long distance for a year, that's a very long time, but it's gonna be easier because you guys have already been invested. But if you've been dating for like 2 months or 3 months and all of a sudden, boom, it goes to long distance, and it's long distance for a year, well, this is trouble. I mean, you guys have just gotten to know each other, and now you're gonna be separated for a long time. you haven't built that foundation yet. So tread very lightly if you're going to be entering a long distance relationship where you guys just met. But either way, I understand when you like someone, you like someone. When you love someone, you love someone. And it's not as rational as we'd like it to be. But what you can do is, like I said, be on the path to figuring out when will you guys be together. And if you can't figure that out, I have to be the bearer of bad news. Unfortunately, I just don't see it working out. And that's why I've seen in the past multiple long distance relationships not working, which is why my main advice to you is don't get into them. So here's what I want you to do. Comment down below if you're in a long distance relationship right now. Let me get in there, let me dive in there, let me figure out what we can do to help you. I want you to write down below how long you guys have been in a long distance relationship for. Because I'm sure if you're watching this right now, you're probably in a long distance relationship. So write down in the comments how long you've been in a long distance relationship for, and also write down in the comments, I want you to write down what is going to be your next action step into figuring out how you guys can finally be together. Because what happens is when you actually write this down or type this out, it's going to hopefully trigger you to take action and do that. It's kind of like a way of holding yourself accountable. So write down in the comments below, like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you on the next video. Good luck.